It's great to meet you. Welcome to Sanya.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
So, how was the game? Like, you just played a little bit. We saw a lot of passing, but we decided.
Yeah, once I'm on the court, I want to play. And I enjoyed it. The guys were very excited to be there, and they look enthused, and it was contagious. So we played a good game. We had fun. That is an important part in there. And I think they enjoyed it.
How's your staying here? Second time to China?
Second time in China. The first time it was like a month for the Olympics in 2008. We spent some time in Nanjing and then in Beijing, and it was an amazing experience. We won bronze. We loved it. And so I kind of knew that eventually, with more time, once retired, I was going to come. I saw the passion that this country has about basketball. It's crazy. I never expected that when I came in 2008. So I knew that eventually, sooner or later, I was going to come back. And it was Sanya, and I was gladly surprised by the beauty of the place. So I am really enjoying it.
I saw a few days ago you went on vacation with Patty Mills, with Marcel, and these guys. It's like the new banana boat.
Yes, we try to imitate them, but in a funny way, because not only we didn't have a banana boat, we have a sausage or a hot dog or something, and it was made for 3, and we were 4. So I knew we knew it was going to be funny because it was not going to withstand us, and so we had a great vacation. We spent some time together, and we had a lot of fun. So that picture was just a teaser of what we did. But amazing guys. Really enjoyed playing with them, having them as friends, and I think we're going to start doing it quite often.
So 1 year now after the retirement, how's your retirement life treating you?
Amazing. I knew I was going to be fine initially. Long term, nobody knows. But I didn't know I was going to enjoy it so much, in the sense that my flexibility, my time, my body is very happy that I'm not getting hit as often, or I don't spend as much time on the floor falling and getting hit. So I'm spending more and more quality time with my kids and my family. So far it's been great. I was able to spend 3 months in Argentina in the summer. That it hasn't happened forever. So it's been an unbelievable year. Hopefully I can repeat it this one.
So does your son still miss the San Antonio fried chicken?
My kid does. We went back to the games 4 or 5 times this year, and he went straight to the chicken tenders. But seriously, I feel like I never left, because I go to the facility 3 times a week at least, and I go talk to the guys, talk to the coaches, front office, trainers. I lift weights there, and in some way they are my guys, they are my friends. So I go there very often. So it's just I'm not playing, but I'm there a lot.
So you mentioned the jersey retirement speech. Well, in Coach Pope's speech, there are 2 sentences I remember the most. The first one is that it was after you coming, he learns how to curse. Is that true?
Such a lie. Such a lie. That is crazy. He knew full well. But it's true that at the beginning, I got most of them. It took us a couple years to finally get in the same page, understand each other, and start enjoying each other company. And me playing for him and him coaching me, it took a little bit, but it was worth it, because all that struggle at the beginning got us together, and we started to respect each other a lot. And for me, Pop is a very important figure beyond him as a coach. I said it in the speech too, because it's completely true.
Mm-hmm. And it comes to the second sentence. He said that the proudest thing in his career is that he made a Hall of Famer play, coming out of the bench, playing a 6-man in the past more than 1 decade.
He convinced me. Well, at the beginning I wasn't that happy, to tell you the truth. First year I didn't buy it as much. Then slowly, with time, I was proud of it. I enjoyed it. And I knew the way we played that we were better like that. And I liked the attention. I knew that when I was coming from the bench, the game was going to go through me, that I had a way of bringing that energy right from the first minute I was on the game. And, I even have a couple opportunities other years to start, and I said, no, I'm fine. I'm in. I like it, and I think it's going to help whoever comes to be Michael Finley, Danny Green, or whoever. So I really bought into the role, and I enjoyed it, and I think it was a good message to whoever was coming to the franchise. So I think it was a good move.
Exactly. I remember James Harden and Lou Williams, they both said the same sentence that you made coming out of the bench, being the sixth-man cool.
I don't know if I made it cool, but it's a very important role. And there are some players that are ideal for that can bring it right away. There are other players that need more time, need slowly to get into the game. Some others are instant energy, and I felt like I was like that. And of course, Lou Williams does it great, Jamal Crawford, Harden back then. So I'm glad that I helped some teams and some guys put their egos aside for a little bit and think about the team and think about the big picture, not only if your name is on the paper or not.
So let's come to your last game at the NBA. Mm-hmm. Well, so before you play it, you didn't know it was the end, of course. It was just a regular playoff game. So talking about the schedule of that day, when did you wake up? Did you go to practice in the afternoon? And when did you go get on the court?
You say my last game.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that it was my last game. I wasn't sure, but I was 70% sure. But I wanted to leave that window open in case after a month I said, no, I won't back. But I was kind of ready. I kind of knew that it was a big chance that was my last game. My wife knew it, and probably nobody else. But again, I wanted to let a month and a half go by and see how I felt. And it started to actually, I started to be even more sure that it was time. I had that challenge to play at 40 and to see if I could compete with 20-year-old kids, and I felt like I accomplished that goal. I felt good. And then I thought it was enough. I thought it was a time to dedicate more time to my family than to the game, that it was enough. 16 years in the NBA, 23 as a professional basketball player, and I decided to spend my time doing other things. So I was pretty sure, not convinced, but after a month, 2 months, I said yes, this is what I want to do, and more than a year later, I think I made a great decision.
So for that game, after the game, usually there will be a team dinner together. Did that day?
Yes, we did have a dinner. We flew back to San Antonio, had the meeting, then we got with the players, as always. And I think that the only one that kind of knew that it was coming was Patty. He knows me well, and the way I think he heard me talking, he knew. But again, I didn't want to tell anybody because I wasn't sure. But it was sinking in, and I was ready.
254 teammates you played with. No arguments, no quarrels. How's that even possible?
And, also, I think it were 10 coaches. I don't know. No, I never had an argument with any teammates. With Pop, we had some discussions, but I love the guy, and I think he appreciates me too, and the same with all the other coaches I had. So I guess I was more flexible than what I thought I was, and more coachable, and I always listened, and I always pushed for the betterment and for the best of the team, not pulling for myself only. So I guess it worked out, because 254, they are a lot. One of them was my brother, but the rest weren't. So I guess, yeah, I had very good teammates, two good environments, because I've been very lucky too, because the national team, you've seen it, we had a great camaraderie. 16 years with the Spurs was amazing. Even in Italy, I played 4 years with two great teams. We won a lot of things. So yeah, I've been very lucky to land in great environments.
I remember when I was interviewing Tony, he said that one sentence that Manu makes me a better person on every different level. From your point of view, how do you think? What's the secret of your?
No idea, and it's super uncomfortable. super uncomfortable to talk about that. What I do know is that his words touched me, because those are things that you don't say in a game or after a game. And we talk about different things, but when he said that and the way he said it, it was very meaningful. I truly appreciated it. I feel the same way about him, about Tim. I had the opportunity to tell Tim because I was in the same spot, talking about his retirement. But yeah, I think us three with Pop so far, I think we really made each other better. It was compounded. So I was where I was, and I helped him be better. Tim helped Pop, Pop helped Tony, and we were all like the sum of each other was more than the four of us. We had more going on, and that was a great honor to be in that spot.
I know you are very competitive when you get on court. Well, a lot of people will say that winning defines everything. Winning is the only thing matters. Coach Pope said that in the Spurs we win well and we lose well. What's your understanding of that?
I completely agree. I didn't know that. How I say this, the competitiveness in me was not very healthy, to say in a way, because I didn't know how to lose. I got too frustrated. I was too hard on myself, and sometimes I struggled with that huge weight on my shoulders. Everything I felt like it was my fault, and there was no year that ended up without a win that I felt good. It can't be. So the only, out of my first 15 years or 10, whatever, the only ones that I felt really good afterwards is the ones I win. So it's a terrible way to live. I mean, the other 7 I was miserable, so it was not a good deal. So slowly and with time and with maturity and talking and thinking, I started to be more calm. I mean, when the ball is in the air, I want to win, I'll do the best I can. But winning is not everything. I got a lot of very important and meaningful things out of losses. And I wish I knew that earlier. I learned that with, being hit in the head with losses, and especially in 2013, that one really hurt me. And you learn with time. Nobody is born knowing. Experience builds you. So I did learn with time. I wasn't a great loser, to say in a way. I didn't know how to lose properly or understand the loss, absorb the knowledge, the experience. I used to get too frustrated, too disappointed, and too hard on myself.
You talked about the national team a lot. Let's go back to 2004. You actually said that before, when you see the name list, when you see who's playing tonight, you guys are going to win when playing against America.
No, against America, I wasn't that sure. There were a couple of teammates that felt that we were going to win. I was very worried. I was super focused. I knew we had a shot, but I was super respectful of the skills of Marbury, Tim, Iverson. LeBron, Wade, and Carmelo were too young. I think LeBron didn't even play, but they were good. So I did feel like that for the gold team because I knew the Italian players very well. I played against them for years. So I knew that one we were going to win. But the U.S. game for us was the final. It was a game that once we won that one, we had it. So it's an unbelievable story that a group like us from Argentina being able to beat those NBA stars. It was incredible stories for a movie. It's truly a unique experience.
You should make that into a movie.
In Argentina, they did a few documentaries about it, and they are cool because it's been 15 years now. So now with time we see it even with more appreciation because we know how hard they never lost again since that time. So we know how hard it is and we value it a lot.
12 years later, 2016, the Olympics. Mm-hmm. That was when you were playing that game against America. Well, at first you guys played very fast. You guys played 19-9. And why did you choose the strategy to play fast against them?
We played the way we could. we knew that if we had an open shot, we had to take it. Because if we waited, we were not going to even be able to shoot. They were so much better than us. So we tried to push, we tried to surprise them, and we made a lot of shots early, and we got a lead. But that time I was not that optimistic. We were not the same as 12 years ago. We were not as young, as energetic, and we didn't have as much talent, and they did have even more. So we went for it, and we started great, and we felt good about it, but the odds were not with us. So we were a little unlucky with the way the games developed, that we had to play them. We were hopeful that we could face them later and have a shot at a medal, but it didn't go our way. It was like a three-way tie, and by point differential, it just happened that we had to play them. I think we have a shot against anybody else but the States, and it was the way it happened. And by 2016, I already learned how to lose. So it wasn't that dramatic, and I enjoyed the experience playing an Olympic Games at 39 with my friends out there, with like 5,000 Argentinians there going nuts. It was a beautiful way to say goodbye.
You talked about the crowd. Even when you guys are losing at the end, they're still dancing, they're cheering. It's like a party.
It was truly unbelievable. Even if you go back to the tape and you see the U.S. players looking like, what are they doing? But they kept going, and it's the way they feel sports, and they have a huge respect for our team, what we accomplished in all these years, and they knew that Nocioni and me, we were retiring. So it was an emotional atmosphere, and they traveled all the way from Argentina to Rio to watch it, and so it was a party. Emotional party, but it was fun. Great memory. It's going to be a great memory. It was hard not to. When you start talking and remembering what you went through, and you see all this emotion in the arena, it's contagious. You feel it. And then they called me back inside. They gave me the ball. I felt all the love and the respect from everybody. And a couple questions there, in the media, a few questions that kind of forced me into going back and be a little melancholic. So it was a very powerful moment. I really appreciated it. A hug with Nocioni, that it was both our last game, and I knew I was not going to play with them ever again. So it was awesome.
Pablo Prigioni actually said that after every national game, you guys go to the dinner, and if you win, you celebrate together. If you lose, you cry together, or speaking of it together. So what was that dinner like?
No, I remember the London one was especially profound, because we didn't win in that one. I mean, in Beijing we won, at least, the bronze. Athens we won. But London, we lost a tough game for the bronze. We felt that we should have won. We were right there. They made a crazy shot. We missed, and it hurt. It hurt because we all thought it was the last one there. I didn't think I was going to play at 39. But we went to dinner and we went all 12, and we had an amazing conversation. And I don't remember if it was Luis, me, or whoever said it, that losing with you guys is a pleasure, even losing. So it didn't happen. It's all right. Sometimes we're going to lose, and sometimes we're going to win. But losing like that with you guys, I value it, and we were all pretty emotional because at that point we thought that maybe it was the last time. So it was a special moment, one of those that what the losses teach. I think is always something that I talk about because it's true. I mean, you're happy if you win. But most of the times when you lose, and especially in situations like that, you learn a lot and you become a better team, better person. So that's what happened.
So last question. I believe in the 23 years of your career, there will be a lot of people come to you and tell you that I play basketball because of you. I watch the game because of you. I do this job because of you. How do you feel about all the things that make you more than an athlete, more than a player?
It's touching, of course. You get emotional and you start thinking that, wow, you never think about that when you play. When somebody gets you out of that and tells you something like that, say, wow, I never thought that could happen. So, or like, I remember I met Gallinari. He was 10. And he was a little kid and came to shake my hand. And I said, oh, this kid is going to be good. I said, hey, nice to meet you. And, 12, 13 years later, we got each other. And you hear that, you are an inspiration for some of the opponents you have. And my last year, a couple opponents that I always played against, and we compete, come and ask me for my jersey, like saying, "Are you kidding me? You want my?" Well, I respect, and those were very emotional situations. Or refs come, they expected me to be the last year and saying some kind words, and it was. I heard some beautiful words and made me feel even better about what I accomplished beyond the wins. The wins, they got there, but maybe they didn't. But those things sometimes are more valuable, as a person, as a inspiration, how you handle yourself in every situation. So it was very cool. I've been again very, very lucky to be in that situation, and for so long. That doesn't happen that often.
Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.